Is too good of a mindset bad for you? I'm just gonna run through this. So, like with all my videos, I kind of have some shit written down that I wrote when I first had the idea. I'm gonna run through this quick, and it kind of just outlines everything. And I want to know what you guys think. Head down to the comments and let me know what you guys think. And this kind of the whole premise of this video is to kind of tell you that you don't need to be perfect to go and do that thing. You don't need to follow a path. Just go do it. You don't need to fit a bill or be anyone or be a specific kind of type of person or look a certain way. Just go do that thing for your own enjoyment, bro, because this is your life, okay? So, what I wrote here is I wrote, is too good of a mindset bad for you? I ran into some struggles like being so open to failing and so understanding that it happens and everyone must fail. I'm happy to admit failure because I know it's just a step closer to a win. But because I know how it happens and that it's just life, I have no despair in failing, which means my failures don't invoke any desire to do the opposite and win. I just kind of keep cruising until I get my win. I still do want to turn it around and win, but I don't get overwhelmed with that fire inside to win because I know fails just happen. However, I can't help but think maybe I'd be making more progress faster if it bothered me more. But then it's also good to not let your failures control you. Similar example with people saying you must embody who you want to be in life. You must have no doubts and know it's going to happen. Manifest it and keep it in your mind. Don't let go of it, and it'll happen. And because I'm so sure of my future success, I've lost a couple years of urgency. I've molded my mindset in such a positive way that I know I'll succeed, and I know with the right mindset, no matter what you encounter, it's only up from here. Whatever happens, even if you get knocked down with the right mindset, it's nothing. And I have the mindset, but having no doubts at all that it's forever up from here, like they tell you to have. And have no doubts about your success, and you won't be scared. You can't be scared. It actually made me not even realize that I was lacking a fear factor, which is what gives us the most urgency. So I was casually cruising through life, smiling, waiting to arrive at where I want to be without doing anything because I knew I'd do it eventually. Laying here on the mound tonight, I really thought about things and wanted to find out. I must have wrote this when I was laying on a mound at night. I really thought about things and wanted to find out why I just don't get to it. And something I've pondered on for a while is why I'm not scared because that's what gets me in the gear best. That's what works for me and gives me the most drive when I do things and where I do my best work. I do my best work under pressure, and I realize it's because I've forgotten for so long I've wanted success just to want it because we all do. It's all I've known is to go for success since I was early teens, and I had a job at a hospital. It was my first job, and I hated it being there. I left after half a year, and ever since I've just been like, okay, it's done now, whatever, and haven't used it now for a year and a half. I've been figuring things out and wondering why I don't have this hunger and want for immediate action like everyone says you need to have, and it's because there was no sacrifice. I know I'm gonna make it one day, and I'd forgotten what the feeling of not being happy with your life is like. I tried to remember how much I hated waking up in those mornings and putting those work clothes on, driving there, getting dropped off, doing the shift, sitting in the staff room, and I just couldn't remember it. I remember what it looked like, but not what it felt like, and I tried really hard to remember it. And when I did, and realize that I don't get to have this time off forever, I most likely, if I don't make something happen over the next year, won't ever get a time like this again until I make something happen. Instead of being all heads in the clouds, positive outlook, it's all just going to be fine, which just allowed me to think. I told myself, you do realize that if you don't make something happen extremely fucking soon, you're going to have to go back to that. You're going to have to go back to those mornings, getting up for work, dreading it, putting them work clothes on, heading out to somewhere where you don't want to be for the majority of your day, and you're gonna be stuck there for a very long fucking time. And as soon as I stop thinking it's all okay and gonna be fine, and actually realize that very soon is gonna be a big consequence, I immediately felt that hunger I've been missing as soon as I thought you're gonna go back to that. You're gonna go back to that horrible feeling of hating getting up to go somewhere you hate and do shit you hate and don't want to do. I thought, oh shit, and got my ass in gear. And I now realize that I don't work in hope and happiness. I work in extreme pressure, sacrifices, consequences, and deadlines when there's actually shit on the line to lose. When it's a breeze and there's options, I have nothing to lose by committing. Because what else am I gonna do? I have nothing going on. I'm going nowhere. I need change. I have nothing to lose. But at the same time, I have everything to lose because if I don't act, everything I have to lose is all I have to gain. It's all on the line. So I hope that kind of got it across to you. Um, yeah, it's too good of a mindset bad for you because I've molded my mindset in such a way that I'm okay with failure and I know it happens and I know a failure is just another step closer to a win. But in that mindset, and kind because you do need it, but in that mindset, it kind of made me be okay with failing. And when a failure would happen, it wouldn't stab because I know failures happen and it's just part of the process. But then I feel like I needed that stab and to actually feel the significance of a failure to, you know, kind of make me think, oh shit, I got to keep going. Like a failure would happen. I'd just be like, okay, well, I'll just keep going until something happens. But I found out that I don't work on not, how do I say it? I was gonna say I found out that I don't work on like being humble, but not as in like the asshole way. And not being an asshole. Not being humble as in thinking, oh, it just happens. We'll just keep going. I work best on thinking, oh fuck, like we're running out of time. Shit is on the line here. We need this done. Um, and I think back to my school years, and that's exactly how I worked back then too. Like I think back to my school years, and that's how I did things then. I would always wait, even if we had an assignment that we had like 2 months for. I would still just not even touch it until like the last couple days, and then I'd maybe try it and think, "Damn, I'm kind of ass at this." So I'd leave it until the last night, and then I'd just bang it out and still somehow pass. It would always happen. So the general premise of this video, it's like there's no blueprint and there's no perfect mindset and there's no excuse me, there's no perfect mindset and no perfect person to be to chase what you want to do and go do what you want to do in life. You don't have to fit any bill. We always think we do because we see the people doing what we want to do, and they might have financial advantages over us. They might have, help or experience or whatever. And we think that we have to go do all that and kind of make it and like fit some bill. Bro, you don't, because no matter who you are or what position you're in or what experience you have, you're gonna kind of always come to some traffic jams and come to some like kind of crossroads where you're like, oh shit, I didn't bank on this. And that's kind of what I outlined here. Like I have such a good mindset to where failure doesn't destroy me or demotivate me or knock me off path. But then because it doesn't do that as well, it also doesn't make me uncomfortable. And then I just sit all comfy and just kind of like waddle along when I could really up the gear. So with that being said, I hope this got across to you. Again, like always, my music links will be in the pinned comment. My socials will be in the pinned comment. Inquiry form will be in the pinned comment. I will see you guys later. Peace. Oh.